I'm Chris Davenport. I'm from England, and my main area of responsibility in the project is documentation.
I'm Mark Dexter. I'm from Seattle, Washington, and my main area is, these days, is being one of the coordinators of the Bug Squad. Well, the very exciting thing with the Bug Squad is, as of about 5 months ago, we were handed 1.6 and the responsibility to take 1.6 from the very first early beta version to a general availability release. And so we've been working on that, and we release a new beta version every 2 weeks, so we're up to actually beta 10. And in that period of time, we fixed over 800 bugs. We have a few more to go, but we have a really great group of people working on this and a good process in place, so we're making progress.
Yeah. Well, it's difficult to pinpoint any particular area. I mean, the whole project has just taken off so hugely, and it's used right throughout the world now, that really everything to do with Joomla is interesting, right, in one way or another. My particular area of responsibility, of course, is documentation, and we're working right now on a new set of help screens for Joomla 1.6.
Okay.
And we've got something like 120 help screens to write. And we've started. There's still a long way to go on that. But so more, if listeners and viewers out there want to get involved in writing help screens for us and assisting with the documentation, we're going to do is register on the wiki and just start writing stuff. It's that easy. We're also working on the API reference for Joomla 1.6 as well. There are various interesting things going on there. We're trying to automate as much as we can of the documentation concerned with that. But that's still somewhat at the experimental stage, really. But we've got some ideas out there that we want to pursue a bit further.
First of all, Chris is a big part of why I'm even in the Joomla project, because when I was brand new to Joomla, I think it was like 3.5 years ago or something like that, I noticed that there weren't any help screens. I hit the darn help button, it said it wasn't done yet or something, so I remember asking on the forums, and they said, we need help writing these things. So I found out who was in charge of that. It was Chris, and I wrote him an email, and he wrote me right back, and he said, yeah, we can do this. And I said, well, I don't, I'm just learning, and I don't know, is this going to be okay? And he said, yeah, that's great, just start. And it was very encouraging and very helpful when I had questions and stuff. And so, yeah, that was, and it's a great way. I would recommend it if somebody wants to learn more about Joomla. There's hardly any better way than helping with the help screens, because you got to dive in there, see what something does, then write it down, and it's great. Yes,
right,
great.
Yeah, and the other thing is, of course, that in the process of writing documentation, we very often find bugs.
Right.
So with that, they get fed back into the bug squad then. So there's a lot of crossover between them. We have a weekly team meeting, usually on Skype, sometimes on IRC, and that's probably the main channel of sort of formal communication between us, I suppose. But yeah, we're always emailing and Skype chatting to each other all the time.
I think we would all agree that one of the real key challenges that we have, probably that any open source project has, but certainly that we have, is we need to bring more developers into the project and try to, and we have some very exciting plans to do that, and to try to make it a more welcoming and more exciting place for developers to work. Yeah, we've changed the whole development cycle so that we're going to be doing releases on a 6-month basis now of the product, and anybody that wants to participate in that can get a branch and start writing stuff, and we've published some draft documents, and we'll be finalizing those about, you know, just how it's going to work, how a developer can maximize the chances of actually seeing some of their code get into the code base and that kind of stuff. And then well, you'll be talking to Lewis. He can talk to you about the framework, but that also ties into that whole thing.
We need more documentation, so, you know, register on the wiki, get writing. Even if it's just fixing a typo, you know, that's that contribution. If the only thing you do is just fix one typo, that's a contribution, and it's valued, and we appreciate it. So just get in there and get it.